Hello, welcome one and all. It is a pleasure to bring you YingYangSports NBA Draft Edition. Joel, how are we feeling today?
What's the deal? Feeling tired, if anything. That's what I'm feeling.
Dude, I feel you, man. After that long weekend of Electric Forest, I literally had no more than like 4 or 5 hours of sleep every day. Sometimes it was like only 3. So it was high-key brutal out there, but I had a great time, so I feel you on that way. But we're going to still get into it. We're still going to have a good time, good show. I'm super excited, and yeah, shout out Allen W. What the deal? Yeah, we just chilling. Joel's always just chilling. That's the usual response to the what's up question. Memphis is offering us up to 3 picks to get into the top 5 to get Klingen. And we'll get into that in a second because that is one of my questions that I have for Joel. So I don't want to spoil that as we come up on that. What is up, Justin Fan? I hope that you are also having a blessed day. But I want to first cover the John Gibson stuff. Even after Big D Energy today, the rumors have continued to swirl about bringing a goalie to Detroit. And John Gibson fits the timeline. And D-Mac agreed. I was able to flip D-Mac's opinion on a goalie today on Big D Energy. So that was a big accomplishment for me. And he was down to clown on the John Gibson stuff. So that was really, really awesome to see. And so let's just drop into the NBA draft. And honestly, let's just start with Allen W's scenario here. So would you take 3 picks for the top 5 for Klingen? I believe that's 2 first-rounders and a second.
I'm about to see what Memphis draft picks are.
But you want them this year. You're not taking picks for next year, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, if it's for this year, then you might as well do it. But if it's for, next year, then that makes really no sense if it's for next year.
No, because it stunts our growth, and that's not what you're trying to do with this draft. You have to really try.
Yeah, because you really would be. So this year, they got the 9th. So it'll be 1 first and 2 second-round picks. So it'll be.
I wouldn't do that.
No, honestly, really looking at the picks they got, it's not too bad because they got the 9th pick and then the 39th and the 58th. So they got
This is number 5 pick though.
Number 5 to drop back down to 9. Depending on who they looking at.
They're looking at Klingen.
No, I'm talking about the Pistons.
Oh, the Pistons?
Yeah, depending on who the Pistons looking at, they could probably still get whoever they want at 9. The way this draft looking, the way it's no clear-cut player for any team really. I would say I would actually take that. I would take that.
I'd want a little more.
Because there's really there's really nobody that you. I mean, probably
What about Marcus Smart?
If anything,
a second rounder.
I'd
rather do
Marcus Smart. They wouldn't give us Marcus Smart and a first round and a second round. They wouldn't give us that.
All right, what about Marcus Smart in the first?
I really don't even want Marcus Smart at all. Keep Marcus Smart. I was gonna say, if anything, we could probably
his team defensively.
We could probably get the same haul with what you call it. We could probably get the same haul, and probably if you want a player, probably get a player like a Vince Williams. That would be a type of player that we would get. But Marcus Smart, nah. But Vince Williams, I wouldn't be mad if they were all right, if you want a player, we give you Vince Williams, the 9th pick, and the 38th or the 59th. That would make sense.
The other trade scenario I'm seeing around Memphis is their first this year and then a top 4 protected first for next year.
Wait, you said first this year and top 4 protected for next year?
Yeah. So, that's someone else's pick. That's not their pick because you can't trade picks in back-to-back drafts.
I was going to say that actually seems worse than this year because you would just get the 1 pick in this draft, and then you would have to hope that they hope that they aren't too bad that you don't really because you said the top 4 is protected, so you hope they're not too bad to fall into the top 4 and you don't even get to use the pick.
Yeah, that's valid. And Allen W, stop taking I love you, but stop taking my scenarios, dog. I appreciate you. Chase, what up, though? Glad to have you here. I actually met Chase last night. At the Tigers game.
That's crazy.
It was awesome. Me and him, we hung out for an inning and a half. It was so lit.
Fuck it.
Chase is an awesome guy.
Ying Yang fan, this chat, the normals. I guess that's what you would call
OGs.
it.
They're OGs.
Yeah,
they will be OGs.
Meet and greet one day.
Yeah, when we get a little bigger, we'll do that for sure.
What you call it? He said Joel's number 5 pick. I would say draft probably Cody Williams, but if Jaden Ivey wasn't on our team, I would say wholeheartedly 100% draft Rob Dillingham. But we got a little slab Ivy on our team.
So I'm going to Allen W scenario. So they're offering us, in this, according to The Athletic, for the 5th pick, the 14th pick, a 2027 first-round pick, and Jermaine Grant.
Wait, say it. Which one?
For the 5th pick, 14 from Portland, 2027 first-round pick from Portland, and Jermaine Grant.
Oh, Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant, sorry. I got dyslexia.
That's fair too. Yeah, that's very fair. If we get like a player and the 14th pick, yeah, that's fair. So let me really see like.
And I have one more pick for you. And one more, but this is probably the worst of the three. OKC trades you the 12th, a top 4 protected first next year, and then 2 future second rounders.
Yeah, nah. I just keep the pick at that point.
So yeah, none of those scenarios really call out to you. I don't think so either, except maybe the Jeremy Grant one. I don't know why I keep saying it's so weird. I apologize. He was literally on our team for 2 years. All right, so here's my first question.
Dropping back to like bro, matter of fact, that's crazy. How I said yesterday, I'm like, I wouldn't be too mad with like a Tristan Da Silva because he was like similar to Cody Williams. If we go back to like 14, that's probably like the player that'll be around to draft. So it's still like really looking at it still at 14, like around that range, you could still find some players that you would like what you call it, like Da Silva. Who else on here that probably could drop down to like 14? I look at both 9 and 14 range. Da Silva could drop down to that range. Jared McCain for sure, bro. Rob Dillingham might drop down to like the 9-14 range.
I'd love to get Rob Dillingham. If we traded down for Dillingham, I'd be so hyped.
Edie is low key. I don't like Edie at all.
I hate Edie. If we draft Edie, I will not.
But if they draft Edie at like 14, I wouldn't really complain because there wouldn't be nobody else to draft at 14.
No, find literally anyone. A soul, someone who actually can play in the NBA.
Kyle Filipowski.
That's the guy from Duke, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe he came out of the draft. Like, he wanted to be drafted this year. He should have stayed for another year.
But, yeah, no, looking at it, it's... Yeah, no.
It's the lightweights. Shout out Rides Red. Yeah, also today what happened on the morning show, we were talking about the wings, so I had the handheld mic at the desk talking to everyone.
Saw that for a little bit.
And they were chirping because I looked so short up there. I was like,
yeah, no, you did look like a literal toddler.
Yeah. It was low-key brutal. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't even see it live. I just was looking at the clips that got uploaded, and that was like one of the thumbnails I saw, and I just like, wow.
Word.
He said... All
right, so if we do draft, you said you want Cody Williams?
Yeah, if that's who we take at number 5, yeah. Either him or what you call it. I wouldn't be mad with him or Buzelis. I don't really want connect. Like, it sounds crazy because the fact that he's 24, but it's like, that's 5 years of, like, molding almost. Like, and I like, put it like this. Like, think of yourself when you was 19, and I think most of y'all in the chat are either close to 24 or past 24. Think of you at 24 now. Like, if somebody, if at 19 somebody came up to you trying to tell you, like, what you need to do and, like, how you should improve, probably, like, take it on a little bit more because you moldable. Like, you, like, younger, so you thinking, like, oh, I have to listen to this person. At 24, you, like, get to the point where you, like, bro, I'm kind of, like, like, you kind of, like, you willing to take a little bit less than a 19-year-old would be, like, teaching wise or like molding wise, like not even willing to take it. It's just like your brain, like you so into the way of your way of doing things that you may have
try to change your habits.
Yeah, like some of those habits may be bad that you got to break through. Like so, Dalton Connect as a player who didn't play in the college circuit for 5 years, he's 24. He might have developed some habits that are bad that like a project like a Cody Williams or like any of these other projects have never got a chance to develop. So you get to them early. And you start developing those layer blocks.
And at the end of the day, you guys, like, the Pistons aren't going to be great next year. Like, no matter what they do. Like, they're not going to be amazing. So, it would be nice to get someone in here who could help out immediately. But at the same time, you have the time to take a project.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't mind Dawson Connect, but it's just like you come in at 24, it just seemed like you capped almost. Like, you already are capped at role player when you've played in college for that long. And it's not even like me thinking that. It's like literally like examples of like, I'm trying to really, while talking, think about some players that have did like 3+ years, even 4 years in college and aren't role players.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to like, I guess it's hard for, teams or even yourself to look at you outside of that mode. But on the other hand, though, he could be a great role player. Like, he could be a superb role player, like a role player that maybe average you like 15 plus for his whole career, and like you wouldn't be mad at all at that. So it's like, it's always good and bad with everything.
Hey, shout out to Broder. He did look like my proud my proud dad, fucking with his hand on my shoulder. It's so funny. But I want to touch on a couple of these LNW comments. First, 97-1 was talking about drafting Bronny at 5 and trading him for a shit ton of picks to the Lakers. 97-1 has been on a tear recently of just absolute mind-boggling narratives that are absolutely stupid. And that is one of them, okay? We're not doing that. If I was the Lakers, even if I had LeBron, I'd be like, yeah, go piss up a flagpole. Like, that is the most dumb shit I've ever heard. Like so you still have to realize, like, they still are a business. Like, LeBron, like, and if LeBron doesn't like it, LeBron can leave. Like, they're the Lakers.
Yeah, no, I know I stopped entertaining it to Bronny going to any team when LeBron James himself came out and said, no, I'm not going to play with him. Like, it was cool when I thought it, but he was like, no, I'm not going to go play with whatever team my son plays for. Like, he actually has already said it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm confused on people still, like, bringing up this point of, like.
And it might be a smoke screen, but you never know.
Well, it might be, but I was going to say Rich Paul even said it, too. Like, Bronny and LeBron James are not a package deal. So I don't know why I guess maybe they didn't see those claims come out, so that's probably why they still entertain it. But that's just, like. That's just pipe dreaming. That's what I would call it.
And then there was another one today that I saw on Twitter, and it was the Wings potentially going after Leon Draisaitl, and yeah, that'd be absolutely spectacular. But like, let's be serious, guys. Like, they just made the Stanley Cup final, and any remote GM realizes that like you just have to change up the roster a little bit, and you could probably get it done. Like, they bring in a goalie next year, and they add, on one or two more solid defensemen. Like, they're a Stanley Cup contender next year. Like, they're not trading Draisaitl unless we give up Sider and Raymond for him, and we're not doing that. So it's just, they've been like feeding pipe dreams. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. I can't stand it.
Yeah, no. And then I was gonna say, they in the chat talking about Tristan Da Silva. That's what just made me look him up again. And he actually got like, along with Cody Williams, they similar in size, but I think he 2 inches taller than Cody Williams at 6'9", 220. So Tristan Da Silva a little bit more man size too as well. At 16 points, shot 49.3 from the field, 5 rebounds. Like, yeah, this seems like a player that could, like, even though he is a little older, he is 23. Just how I said about that doesn't connect. But a player like Tristan Da Silva, you wouldn't look to like.
Who's his NBA comp?
That's hard.
Like an Herb Jones type of guy?
That would be fair. Yeah, that would be fair. Like,
those are guys. That might be on it, but guys like Herb Jones with that long body type who can play defense and are uber athletic just find their way into the NBA and find roles. No, that's a safe draft pick right there.
Literally, I was just about to say that because he would be like that draft pick that, like, if you do one of those trades where you go back to 9 or 14, that's the player that you should take. And then, yeah, like, Nick Batum is more of a player that I would
shoot.
Like. Yeah, he can. So what you call it? Because when I was watching the tournament, he was knocking them down. So it's like, because like I already prefaced a couple last time I brought him up. That's what I was gonna say too. He's better offensively. Like, he can play defense. He got the length and the ability to get to the defensive ability of a Herb Jones, but he can create his own buckets too as well. So like, he can be a player that can sit corner. That's the type of players that I would like look for if you draft him. Like, who is a player that, like, if we got a super great team, he could be great at just playing defense and shooting. Who is a player that if we have a mid team, he could be able to create his own bucket, still play defense and shoot. Not just a player who's like great at one thing, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, and I think that's critical in this draft. And that seems like a guy who can come in and he could have immediate impact on this roster, which is something that we desperately need. And he might be a little bit of a project, but at least he can come in and he can contribute something to this team that desperately needs anything at the moment in a positive direction.
Yeah, no, we just need some glimmer of hope, something to like grasp on, because like we just need something to like how, even though we still like fans are talking about trading him, like Tarek Skubal, like Tigers, you could look at like, all right, we got a Tarek Skubal, like we have a future Cy Young winner. Like Tiger or Lions, you looking like, all right, we got Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, J-Mo, all this young talent. Chicago Red Wings, you like, we got Lucas Raymond, all these other players. But like Pistons, it's like, yeah, you can say we have Cade, but then like some players, some people you talk to the rest of the NBA, like they don't feel the same way about Cade, like how the rest of the other leagues felt about our players, like how we felt, like the Amon-Ra St. Browns and all that. So it's just like we just need something or somebody to come in and give us like a glimmer of hope to really one of the biggest things that I say the Pistons need help with is getting fans in the stands. Like, bro,
that too. 100%.
That for sure has to play a big part. If you going out to play a game and you see probably like, and I don't even know how much LCA sits, but you only seeing like barely 10,000 people in there, you probably like, bro, just unmotivated.
If it takes 4 years in the play-in to make the play-in, then like you're just an incompetent GM. I hate to be like that, but like you can overpay stars and make it into the play-in.
No, yeah, because you only got to be the 10th seed to make it into the play-in. So if it takes you 4 years to make it to the 10th seed,
especially with this base, like you already at least have one star on your team at the moment.
No, yeah.
Like you're telling me if you don't bring in like OG Anunoby and Nick Claxton that you're not a play-in team? Like that's ridiculous.
What you call it? And not even that, like. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. I would say even if this roster we got just play above their head, we can make it to the play-in. Like I said, you only got to be 10th seed. So if they just play above their head and just
a team every year makes it with a losing record.
That's what I'm saying. Like if our team that we have now, like if Cade just play a little above his head, Jalen Duren play a little above his head, Jaden Ivey play a little above his head, Sar Thompson play a little above his head, why can't this team be a play-in team?
It only took 36 wins in the East this season. If it takes 4 years for that trade K to put him out of his misery. Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
Just don't let him die on the tar pits while we can't make the play-in tournament for 4 years.
No, if we can't make a play-in in 4 years, I ain't gonna lie, just sell the team.
I might switch teams.
No, sell it. Fuck it.
No, I'm joking. I have no interest. But, yeah, they should if they can't. But they're willing to spend the money, and that's where the timetable of 4 years doesn't make any sense. Because you can make a Blake Griffin type of trade and be a play-in team. There's so many moves you can make to be a play-in team if that's your goal. I get the goal is making a championship, but you got to start somewhere. And for this team, that's the play-in tournament, and that should be next year. Maybe not next year. Probably the year after.
I would say thinking about overpaying stars. I wanted to touch a little bit, ask a chat about the Rockets' interest in Kevin Durant, because that's like when I literally was just thinking about. I'm like, bro. At first, my initial reaction was like, oh, Rockets would probably have to give up a haul to get Kevin Durant. But then I'm like, bro, Kevin Durant is like 37. No, they won't. Why? Or more so, why would they? Why would they give up a haul for Kevin Durant?
Yeah, the Suns are fucked.
Yeah.
The Suns literally ruined their own franchise.
Oh, no, okay, I overshot. At the start of the season, he'll be 36.
All right, that's still pretty old.
1 year, yeah.
What's his contract? That matters, too.
Let me see. Kevin Durant.
You think that would destroy the Rockets fan base or franchise? I don't think so. I think that would.
It depends on what they give up. He had 4 years.
4 years? He's under contract till he's 40?
No, he under contract. No, he got 2 years. No, he got 1 year left after.
Yeah, you're not getting shit for a rental.
Oh, no, I'm below 2 years left.
2 years left. All right. You're not getting 5 first-round picks like the Knicks just got from Miles.
Yeah, no, because I was thinking, I'm like, bro, like, what would they give up? I'm like,
probably
because I was thinking picks. Like I more so was thinking it might just be like one player in a pick, like
that probably
because probably like one player and 2 picks. Yeah,
one of their young players who's like kind of decent.
I would say
maybe Cam Whitmore.
I would say they actually could do that for the simple fact that they have a player like Cam Whitmore on their bench who is literally like it's some players on their bench not getting time because they got like too much talent in one position. Like they got too much guard talent.
So Cam Whitmore in a first round pick.
I don't even know. I would say it would have to switch. They would have to be like, all right, we're gonna make Cam Whitmore our guy and ship out Jalen Green, and then probably like a first. That would be realistic. It seems to get like a Kevin Durant type player. If you ship out Jalen Green, because then you have Fred VanVleet, then you have like a Cam Whitmore like your 2, 3 Kevin Durant, 4 Alperen.
W thinks you also have to give up Sengun.
Ooh, no.
I don't think he's so critical.
I was about to say, I don't think the Rockets.
I don't think they give him up for anything.
Nah, you wouldn't have to. See, he's saying not that little, but it's like, bro, I'm more so looking at it. He's old, but he's still KD. It's like KD has shown you now. He's shown teams now that he's not the one player that's gonna win you a championship. It like has he not? That's what I'm saying. Like he went to a good team on the Nets. They had injuries, but they had multiple years with that team.
Yeah, I mean they still had
They got swept by the Celtics. So got swept by the Timberwolves. So KD has showed you that he's the player that's not gonna swing it completely by himself. If he was the player that showed you he'll swing it completely by himself, then yeah, I would say because I would say like a player like Jalen Green, in that he is worth probably like 2 of those picks. So it's just more so like, I don't know. I don't really see that even happening at all though, because it would make no sense for the Rockets more so. Like the Suns would be begging for the Rockets to do that, but
100%.
But the Rockets, if they smart, they won't do it.
They really screwed themselves with that Bradley Beal deal. That was so bad. I don't know why they did. They should have kept rolling with Booker and KD and just surrounded them with more talent. Like they had such a good base talent and such a deep team.
Because Matt Ishabah does not know what he's doing.
You don't know ball. That's why you put basketball people in charge of basketball teams.
That's what I literally was just about to say. Like, granted, he did play basketball, but it's like, Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna keep going because this also has the Miles Bridges trade has very kind of big implications on the Pistons. Mikal, yeah, my bad. Thank you.
You good?
It's been a long day. Mikal Bridges, he gets traded to the Knicks. He has a $23 million cap hit, and the Knicks don't give a shit about the luxury tax, so they'll probably end up paying it. So they most likely did this at a strategic time in order to be able to still re-sign OG Anunoby. But at the same time, OG Anunoby is a UFA. And I don't think the Knicks are going to be willing to pay as much as the Pistons are going to be willing to. So how likely do you think that OG takes the money
OG
over
unrestricted?
going to the Knicks?
OG unrestricted?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
He's not coming here. We would have to give him a king's ransom for him to want to come to Detroit.
Would you give him a king's ransom?
No, not OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby don't swing the needle that. Like OG Anunoby's a great player, but I'm not giving him a king's ransom. He doesn't like. You're not gonna really flip your franchise around. Like he's a player that he's great for a franchise that's like close to contending or like he's great for a team that's contending. Like a team here, he wouldn't like. It's certain players who like won't be able to just swing a needle on a bad team. Like he wouldn't swing. Like he would help us for sure. We probably would get closer to the play-in. But like, do I want to give up a king's ransom to get close to the play-in or make the play-in? Nah, not really.
Chase, I'd love to see OG in Dallas.
That's literally what I was gonna say. He probably gonna go to a team like Dallas.
No, that would be a perfect fit for him. He would immediately make that team way better defensively, and I would actually have faith for them if they played the Celtics again.
If they had OG Anunoby,
yeah,
it'd probably go 6. Boston still.
Are they going to be able to re-sign everyone, Boston?
They got their top 3 locked up for sure. That's really all that matter. And I think Kristaps is still under contract. Yeah, they're gonna really run it back with the same exact people.
All right, hey. No, they're going to be good next year. I don't know if anyone's going to be necessarily good enough to beat them unless someone makes a big move.
All right, so you said, but really, all right, I'm going back to Allen's point where you said that Mikal Bridges got a haul. Like, it's really like a deceitful one. Like, it's deceiving. Like, really look at it. In the immediate, all the Nets got is Bojan. That's it. That's all they have in the immediate. The rest is unprotected first-round pick in 2025, unprotected first-round pick in 2027, then 2029, then 2031. I don't think the Knicks give one fuck about any of those picks. 2025, 2027, 2029.
They're in their window right now.
I was about to say they're in their win now mode. That's why a player like Mikal Bridges warranted that, because they're like, all right, we win now. We know a player like Mikal.
And they're building to beat the Celtics.
And I was going to say, a player like Mikal is probably going to end up, whenever his contract is up, end up re-signing with the Knicks. So you look at it like things like that. So you're like, all right, if we can trade for him now while he's still in contract, play with us for a little bit, we can have him already on our team, just extend him, and then boom. That's what like the Bears did with Montez Sweat. It was like, all right, we know we're probably going to want him in free agency. Let's trade for him now, get him on our team so he'll already be with us, and then just give him an offer, boom. Make it a little bit more seamless when it comes to free agency time. Because, really looking at all these picks, though, like, they can't use any of them until next year, and they can only use the only one that's really that's protected is the 2025 pick. So, yeah, I don't really think they'll be hurting for those picks too much.
Was it worth it if they lose OG and Hartenstein now?
I don't think they're gonna lose both.
I don't think they're gonna lose both. I think they're gonna lose one.
And it's probably gonna be OG. Oh, I was gonna say it's probably OG. They probably want to keep.
No, they're active. The reports are coming out today. They're actively trying to re-sign OG, and they're kind of wavering on Hartenstein.
I would say if you just signed Mikal Bridges, you might as well sign Hartenstein now. That's what I would say. Look at the Celtics, like 2016. But I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. For one Celtics trade with the Nets, you can look at, and really, the trade blossomed into a pair of all-NBA wins, maybe more titles. Yeah, no, but for for one Celtics and Nets trade, there's like a whole bunch of other trades where teams have tried to like get prospects or get picks and like turn them into some prospects, and it's hard to draft. It's hard to identify superstar talent.
Yeah, 100%. Because also they're 18-year-old kids and they are just so raw most of the time.
Yeah, no, that's really like prime example, like Markelle Fultz. I will never forget having discussions with this one dude who like was ready to kill me over Markelle Fultz. I'm like, Markelle Fultz is not that. He's like, what? Markelle can do this, da 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 da. I'm like, bro, that's against college kids. I'm like, he's uber athletic. Like, a lot of uber athletic people just look crazy amongst high school and college kids. I'm like, what skill set does he have, though? Like, what is he able to do? Like, I'm like, from what I see, bro, I'm like, I don't see a number one pick. I literally was telling him at the time, I'm like, bro, Jason Tatum is the number one pick. He's like, no. Granted, Markelle Fultz did get injured and literally can't even lift his shoulder no more, but still, even before that injury, Markelle Fultz wasn't really doing nothing. So it's just hard to identify talent. Like, even those for sure dudes, like, some people even consider Zion a bust. I don't, but it's just hard to identify that talent.
Yeah, no, it desperately is, and I just it's so hard because everyone who I want is like nowhere near like where the Pistons are picking, and I'd love for them to trade down if they like them trading down for Jeremy Grant and the 14th pick would honestly be a dream scenario.
I would say that probably would be one of our best scenarios for sure.
Because then you could draft someone, you add a shooter who can also play D, and then you also pick up someone who can shoot the rock, whether that be Rob Dillingham, whether it be Jared McCain, whether that be Silva. Is Silva going to be available around that point?
Around like a 14?
Mm-hmm.
He definitely should be available around like a 14.
Or you go with Silva. There are good options in those middle rounds, and honestly, they're not. It's not even a big fall off because this draft is not great.
Yeah, no. And then I was going to say too, you get a player like Jeremy Grant, you get a veteran presence in your locker room as well. You get a player who's already been in the city, so it won't be like he can help. How should I say? Like, he can help show around whatever young guys end up coming in. It wouldn't be like a whole new experience. It's not like he wasn't used to the Pistons. Like, he left the Pistons and we was winning. He was already used to the Pistons being a losing team. He's frank with us. Jeremy Grant is used to losing teams, so it's like this wouldn't really be a new situation for him. Like, I don't see really any. I want to see that would be like our best case scenario if we do end up trading a pick. Like, I would like that one over the Memphis one.
Yeah, no, I would not want the Memphis one, but that one really intrigues me. Is Jeremy Grant on a pretty affordable contract? Do you know?
Nah, I don't be knowing nobody contract off the top of my head. Let me look it up.
I figured there's a outside chance because he used to be a Piston and I got and so
5 years, 160. What year is he in on that? Oh, he's only in the second year of that, but in year 3, yeah. Oh, the 5th year is a player option. So 2027 to 2028, he'll be in his player option year.
And how much is he getting paid?
This year he'll be making $29 million.
You think that's a little high?
Next year, nah, because the way I base it, I think the Rockets had overpaid for Fred VanVleet. So what you call it? He's making $30 million right now. He's making like $31 million. So any player that I see making below that, and it's like a fit for the team. If that makes sense. Like I'll be like, all right, that's fair.
All right, I like it. I'd be so happy. And
Chase with an interesting take. Hope we trade Asar tonight. I wouldn't be mad to see that, bro. Asar,
I wouldn't either, but I don't think that's gonna happen,
bro. I wanna see Asar be great, but my basketball, like mind and gut, is telling me he's gonna be a big bust, like a super bust. And it's just like it is to his fault, bro. He played in an AAU league, like. We didn't really factor that in. We did, like, bro.
I hated that we didn't factor that in.
Bro, I say that all the time. Like, people's like, oh, he got Asar from OTE. Bro, he was 21 playing in OTE. Every other kid, him and his brother was 21. Every other kid was like 17, 18.
I don't want Andre Roberson.
You can't tell me at that age. Matter of fact, bro, you put me out there at 22. You plug me you just like, Joe, go out there and play a high school team. Bro, I'm not even like the best hooper in the world, but just off the fact that you get
him 30?
Bro, I probably could, just off the fact of mentality, like it's mindset. Like they had a whole different mindset than some 18-year-olds. They at 21 thinking like, oh, we have to go out there and kill. Like I'm on a whole different mindset. These other 18-year-old kids probably like I'm having fun hooping. I ain't having to go to college. I'm just chilling.
Yeah, they were very, very similar, coming out with very similar stats. The differences are very minimal between.
I was gonna say the thing is though, when you watch them play though, that's where you see the differences.
Yeah, no,
a man play a little more fluid than Asar. Asar play like when I watch Asar play, he look a little rigid. A man look more like fluid and able to create.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But yeah, no, he definitely Andre Roberson definitely a good comp. I damn near would say Andre Roberson is better. Yeah.
Oh my lord, that's so brutal.
But yeah, no. What would you want to see him get traded for, though, Chase?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, would you want to just see just picks, or would you want to see, like, a player straight up? Well, it would have to be, like, a super low-tier player.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what you're getting for him. He's, like, what value does he have to like, he doesn't have value to you. Why would he have value to someone else? He's, like, your scraps.
I was going to say, this could be our chance to go after a player, like, a nice, like, player that a team probably trying to trade. So, like, probably, like, a package like the pick, Asar, and probably, like, one other player or, like, a couple other picks, and then try to get like, some big name in a draft or a trade. But other than that, Allen W., I'm a Asar believer. Like I said, I try to be, but it's more so the fact that I was a Cam Whitmore wanter, and then we didn't draft him, and the Rockets drafted him, and now I'm seeing what Cam Whitmore is doing. And what Asar is doing, and it's like, damn, we could have had that on our team. Would y'all take Ben Simmons? No, I'm not taking. I didn't even read the rest of that. I'm not taking nothing for Ben Simmons, bro.
Yeah, someone said today, I don't know who it was, but they were saying, would we take Ben Simmons for and 2 or 3 picks?
No, that's what Allen just asked. He said, would y'all take on Ben Simmons' contract for 2 or 3 firsts?
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I wouldn't. I'm not, bro. Ben Simmons doesn't play, doesn't suit up. Like the best ability is availability, and he does not have any of that. So I'm not. That's another player I've been telling people, like, bro. My friend used to be getting mad at me. I was like, bro, Ben Simmons is nothing. Like this is when he's like all NBA making all-star games. I'm like, bro, Ben Simmons ain't shit for real. Like this is before like he had the debacle in the Atlanta series against the Hawks. I'm like, bro, he's that big playing point and cannot shoot and won't even attempt to shoot. I'm like, that simple fact is making him just like a log out there. Like when a team is just like able to like clog the paint, I'm like, and he can't drive and kick. I'm like, it's over for him. He's just out there. And then lo and behold, everybody got to see that he just be out there damn near.
Yeah, and it's hard because we also need so much. And Justin Van asked a little bit a while ago when the Pistons GM and coach is going to be signed. And at this point,
I don't think we're getting a GM.
I don't think there's going to be.
I think Trajan going to try to just take on that role.
I agree. And then I think that the coach is going to be whoever fits, whoever he decides to draft. And they're going to like that player. That's going to be a big deal for him because he's like, you don't draft players that you don't plan on being here. So the coach is going to have to like whoever they draft. And that's the issue with not having a coach right now. It limits who you can hire because your coach definitely wants say in his first round draft pick.
No, they did bring up a good point, and they said they was like the coach may possibly be like already in contract talks. Mm-hmm. It just like isn't like finalized yet, so they haven't announced.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm kind of feeling like they have it under the table somewhere.
Because you haven't even really seen anything about the Pistons like interviewing any other than Sean Sweeney. But I'm saying like other than that, like who else? Who else have they brought in, like officially?
Just the
I'm talking about for an interview. Yeah, just Sean Sweeney. I think that's the only person they've like legit interviewed. That's damn near probably about to be our coach.
Yeah, it could definitely be. I personally do not have any clue who the hell we're gonna sign as our coach. I don't even want to try to guess.
Yeah, no. Oh, Alan W says we have a GM. He said we signed so many front office guys. Yeah, I don't. He said don't get focused on. Yeah, I don't be. Yeah, all them like they just be
of basketball operations is probably also could be our GM as well if it's not trade.
Yeah, no, it'd be a lot of different titles, different. It's just all to make people feel important. That's really all it is.
And I'm gonna switch gears to the Red Wings real quick because there's some more rumblings going around right now about Jake Gunzel, who was linked to the Wings yesterday, and it looks like he's not gonna be connected very much longer. It's looking like it's more the level of where he's going to either go back to Carolina or he's going to go to Vancouver, which that would be a great fit for him either way. I'd be very interested to see how he does in Vancouver but there's tons of talk about Stamkos and Kane not re-signing. I don't know what's going on with Kane. It's so hard to tell. It just seems like there's so much smoke screens going around. No one can get the right answer. From what you've heard me talk about the Kane situation, Joel, the very limited amount, do you think that you let a point-per-game player walk for the cheap contract that you're going to get him at because he's old? Just because you're bringing in another player that can play a similar role to him, or do you keep them both?
I was just literally about to say, why can't you what's stopping you from having both?
It's not, but people are under the impression that you have to have one or the other because that's all I'm seeing online, and then in the comment section when I'm like, why can we not have both? Have both. The way I look at away $3.4 million for a reason.
The way I look at pro leagues, bro, you literally you really can't go wrong with having too much talent. Like, I mean, you could say the way it's like, oh, you could have too much talent and not like everybody is like trying to fight for the ball or the puck or whatever. But it's like,
well, hockey's not like that.
That's what I was about to say.
You can't play selfishly in the NHL. You'll literally just get thrown out of the league. They don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't pass, you don't play.
Yeah, no. So that's why I'm like, it's literally impossible to have too much talent. Like, that's literally the game, or that's the whole goal of building a team, is to have talent, or the highest amount of talent in every position, even on your backups. So it's like, all right, we want him to start, or we want one player to start over the other, but we think this dude is too talented to come off the bench. Bro, that just makes it a plus for your team if a player that's talented is coming off your bench to fill in for a player who is as equally talented.
Yeah, I completely agree. Is Stamos a regular season guy or only a playoff guy? He's a stud in the playoffs, 100%. But I mean, he's put up really good seasons his last couple years, even though he's a little older. And the way that he plays the game, he's not a speed guy, so he's not going to deteriorate as quick as a guy like Kane. So he's got some left in the tank. I think that he's still. I think the regular season production might drop a little bit for his body, as his body regresses a little bit, but I definitely think the playoff numbers will still be there when his game is a playoff style of hockey, and that's why the Chucks are just so intriguing, because they play a playoff style of hockey and they really know how to get stuff done and play physical, and I just love that about those two, and that's why I'd love for one of them to be in Detroit, even though we kind of missed our opportunity last year when Brady Tkachuk was on the trade block. So, Justin Van, he had 40 goals and 40 assists last season. Year before, he was a 100-point season. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Thank you, Chase. Appreciate you. He's a dog, and we would be extremely lucky to have Stamkos. And he's probably the most likely superstar. He might not be the favorite superstar of mine that we could bring in, but he's definitely the most likely. But that will do it for us for YingYangSports today. I am Justin. That is Joel. We loved having you here today. We appreciate all the love and support. We are growing like crazy, and we are on the road to 100 subscribers. So hopefully,
at 66 right now.
Hopefully we can get there before
tell a friend, bring a friend.
The end of July. Let's try to get to 100 subscribers. That'd be hype.
That's a fair goal.
I think that's a fair goal.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you hopping out. We hope that you have a blessed day. Take them out.